What's going on YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, I'm here with the 2024 Mazda CX-50. So I'd like to give a huge shout out to Mazda first and foremost for providing me with this for the week. Thank you very much. But let's take a look at what we got back here. This is the CX-50, not to be confused with the CX-5. So they're basically based on the same platform, but this is for the off-roader. You got a little bit more ground clearance, a little bit more macho looking. You can see the cladding on the side, plastic cladding. It's just for a more off-road type of the CX-5. So this is going to be the compact SUV class, very competitive in this market, and this is a very nice addition to it. They added it a couple years ago. And looking down here, I do see a couple things. We got some quasi vents down here, barely functional, but they do what they're supposed to. And these are 20-inch wheels on here. This is going to be the premium plus trim. So this is the top of the line with the turbo, 2.5 liter turbo on here, all-wheel drive. And this is going to have 245, 45, 20s on here. Going around the side, my wife pointed out that we got the chrome right here and the chrome roof racks going on. She would have preferred that they blacked it out because we do have the blacked out mirrors. But let's keep on walking around. Coming around to the back, you can tell we do have added ground clearance. Very handsomely styled. And then talking about styling, we do have fake vents right there, but still think this is a very, very attractive vehicle. So attractive that I'm actually considering buying one of these. This is high on my list of vehicles to replace the wife's Blazer RS. So this is a class smaller, but doesn't feel as such. And I am strongly considering this. And the next vehicle that'll be on the next review, I'm going to strongly be considering that too, which is going to be the CX-90. So might be adding one of these to the channel. Very serious about that. So I'm going to be giving my personal review after a week sum up of this. So stay tuned for that. And before you leave, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel. Let's jump into it. The exterior color is called polymetal gray metallic. It does have a little bit of flake, quite a blue hue, but it's grayish blue hue. And the interior is going to be called terracotta, which is Italian for meaning clay. It's like dirt, like a red clay. To me, it kind of looks like a basketball. It actually looks just like a basketball to me. Taking a look in here, definitely looks like a Spalding or a Wilson leather ball official. Then we do have the stitching coming down there. In this very crowded segment, you're going to be going up against the RAV4 from Toyota, Honda CR-Vs, like the Ford Escapes, Equinoxes from Chevy, those type of vehicles. I'm going to jump straight into the pricing because this is the fully loaded model. There are a bunch of trims. Like I said, this is the CX-50 Turbo Premium Plus trim, and they all come in all-wheel drive. But the base MSRP is going to be $43,300. The polymetal gray metallic is going to set you back $450. Solo option here. This thing comes fully loaded with everything. So the total MSRP after destination is going to be $45,125. Let's take a sneak peek up under the hood. So this is going to be the same power plant that we had in the Mazda 3 not too long ago, the Mazda 3 Turbo, Skyactiv G Turbo. And the EPA is going to rate this at 23 city, 29 highway, 25 combined. I've been seeing 22 in my week with it, and it's been a lot of highway, so a little bit less than what they're estimating. So with premium fuel, you're going to have 256 horsepower, 320 pound-feet of torque, and that's going to be on 93. With regular, which is 87, it's going to be 227 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. So the total weight on the CX-50 is going to be 3,913 pounds, and the transmission is going to be a 6-speed auto. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You're going to be able to tow up to 3,500 pounds with the CX-50. So let's take a look at our cargo space that we got in the trunk area. So to open the trunk, you use your key fob or press the little button up under here. Stand back. And for the size of this vehicle, this trunk is quite large. Got my backpack in here. And I use my backpack for reference on all these reviews. Quite spacious. Got a power outlet back here. LEDs to illuminate the way. You can fold the seats down from back here by pulling this lever. Folds all the way flat. You can do the same with the left side. Got a car seat over there. Not going to do that. And something you don't see nowadays, we have a spare tire. Not a full-size spare, but it'll get you where you need to go to get your tire repaired. You can close the hatch with the button on the tailgate. You can also lock all the doors from doing so, and it'll close it as well. Take a look so. Close it down, and you can see the mirrors are folded on the side. I don't know if this matters to you, but these doors open super wide, almost at a 90-degree angle. So if you got kids, don't let them open their doors all the way. But it does make it so you can enter and exit the vehicle much more easier. Sitting back here, sitting behind myself at 6 feet tall. I got about an inch of room in front of me, which is quite good, especially for the vehicles of this class. This is very good. Not a whole lot going on as far as the HVAC controls. You got a vent, you can control how much air comes out and the direction. We do have heated seats that comes on this Premium Plus trim. And we do have USB chargers back here. One thing my kids love is the panoramic sunroof. That's something you don't see quite often in this class. Mazda stepped it up big time with all the features that you do have. In the middle seat, we are going to have a couple cup holders. Put your beverage, separate your kids. Everybody's happy in the back seat. I did ride around with 5 passengers. Everybody was comfortable. This middle seat is rather small. I put my oldest daughter in here because she's not in the car seat. See, I got a booster seat and another adult to fit back here. Roomy enough to handle the whole family duty. That's why I'm considering one of these. But let's head up to the front seat. Up front, it's where your money gonna be spent at. You can tell, you greeted by this terracotta leather on here. And then we do have the terracotta stitching in the door with the leather, soft touch, everything up in here. Mazda did not come to play with y'all. This ain't the Mazda as of old. This is the new stuff. Look how gorgeous this looks. And you can get this on, you can get this interior on every color for this trim, the Premium Plus trim. Stepping in. Definitely comfy. Going to see the familiar screen that we have on the, we had that in the Mazda 3 with our controller down here. That's how we're going to use the infotainment system. But as far as storage, got a couple of cup holders up here. Extra storage to put miscellaneous items with the rubber bottom. You can put a bottle in the door if you please to. Center console. I'm not a huge fan because it splits down the middle. You can only open one half at a time. And you can't really function, like it's not really functional with one half open. But you can open both of them. I do see a couple USB ports down there, USB-A, and it is lined with felt on the bottom. Very soft padding on this elbow pad. Very nice, like on this elbow pad on the door. Very comfortable up here. So one thing I don't like is the placement of the wireless charger. I always forget my phone in here. So the wireless charger is going to be right here. And as you can see, the phone goes missing. It's not in sight. So most wireless chargers are where this rubber tray would be at, but in here you can't really see your phone. Like looking for it, I can see my phone a little bit. It's easy to forget the phone. It's just a bad place. It does what it does, but it's kind of hard to remember the phone is there due to the location of it. Aside from the phenomenal design that they have on the inside and outside of the vehicle, I do appreciate that we do have some simplicity on the interior. So we do have this easy to read LED display, automatic temperature settings. I love how when I have my heated seats on, once the temperature is met, it'll dial it back. So it'll go from like 3 to 2 to 1, and it'll also turn on the heated steering wheel for me. Same with the ventilated seats. So if you don't know, this screen is only touchscreen while you're parked. But while you're driving, I actually do appreciate this. Because I don't know about you, I'm normally looking at navigation or my audio screen. So with the controller down here, you can easily navigate across the screen just by rotating the knob. You can go to any option that you need to. Volume rocker, that's going to be something common, and skip tracks. That's what I personally use. If I want to go to the home screen, press home, audio, and then we have navigation. And then if I want to, let's go back to home, exit to the native Mazda screen, we can also do that and press navigation. It's going to take us to the native navigation screen. So it does, like Race Car Friend, shout out to him. He loves onboard navigation from the manufacturer. It's on here. You can use that as well. Instrument panel cluster. Very simplistic. Doesn't have a whole lot going on. We got analog mixed with digital. That could be a turn off to some people, but it's very easy to read, very clear. You can see the high red line of 6,300 RPM. And then what you can customize is in the center by pressing the info button on the steering wheel. You can see our lane keep assist here, and then you can just turn all that off and have a digital analog, or you can have a digital arm. I like to keep it on my direction and my miles per gallon. Hidden in the surround of the IPC instrument panel cluster, we can change our mileage. See, on this tank, I've already averaged, or I've had 281 miles just about, and I still got a quarter of a tank of gas left. So we can change that from trip A to trip B, and then our total mileage on the car. So that's, if you're looking for that, it's hidden right here in this corner. Very hard to find. We do have a surround view camera on here, which the button's going to be to the left of the steering wheel. So it does make it easy. If you want to, if you're pulling forward, you can look at the camera in front of you. on the side, around you. 360 camera on here, so makes it simple for you. One thing about the steering wheel that I do not like, because I like to adjust my volume a lot and skip tracks a whole lot. 3 different ways you can do it. Only 2 different ways when the car is not in motion, because the touchscreen it becomes unusable. You can use this rocker here, but the volume rocker, like, it's easy to press it in, which mutes it, as opposed to like up. It doesn't have a whole lot of leverage to go up and down. Like, it's easier to go in than up and down. Oh my goodness. And then skipping tracks is the same thing. It's easier to go in, which will be pressing the source. So I try to avoid using the steering wheel controls just because the rockers aren't the best to me. Let's spin a few blocks in the 2024 Mazda CX-50. You can tell the car is locked because the mirrors are folded. I got it set up that way. Unfold. Think about this lovely terracotta. These seats are mad comfortable, very comfortable seats. Like, I enjoy driving this. Can't believe they put a car together in this price, like in this segment. You get so much car for the money. Buckle up for safety. First thing I want to do is test the turning radius, because if you are driving one of these, you gonna want to know if you're maneuvering, especially in small parking spaces. Lock the wheel. Pretty good turning radius. This is actually a great turning radius. Let's go onto the public roads and see what we're doing. So Mazdas are the driver's vehicles. Like, these are driver's cars, but nowadays they've added that DNA with the luxury. Like, they've changed, and I love what they become. They're kind of like a Japanese BMW to me, but way more reliable. Actually, I'm gonna put this in off-road mode because these streets are so jacked up. Man, gives you the confidence to roll over all that terrible pavement. I'll have to go back over it one more again. Have not met a vehicle where I can make this turn. This turning radius is excellent then. This is the first vehicle I've been able to make that turn without having to go in reverse. Let's go over these bumps. Go back to normal mode. That's not really off-road, but definitely feels like it. Kind of curious why these automakers are putting 20-inch wheels with low-profile tires on off-road vehicles. It's capable to do so, but not really off-road. And I can tell that the dampening in off-road mode, it was more bouncy, felt more like a truck. Ergonomically, everything in here is just excellent. Minus this phone charger, because it's so hard to see down here. Like, it has the wireless charging pad there, but from plain view, you will not notice it down there. I forgot my phone so many times in here. But a lot of people are going to complain about the screens not being touchscreen while you're driving. That doesn't bother me at all, just because it's so excellent. The controller down here, like, you really don't need it. Like, there's never been a chance where I'm like, man, I wish I could touch the screen, as opposed to having this wheel down here. Like, the wheel works well for me. Tongue twister. And then the way that the power band is set up, this is a torquey motor meant for everyday driving, not to be revved out. And I want to say this, as soon as we get in here, the steering feel on here is amazing. I don't know what Mazda's done lately, but steering feel is excellent. The steering feel, I know it's electronic, but it feels more analog than probably any other modern car that I've tested. Now, this is great steering dynamics. I know they revised it for 2024. That was a nifty upgrade, and I'm assuming the Miata will be getting a similar upgrade as well. See if we can make this light. No, we cannot. So we're going to start off in sport mode once we go through here. Test it out on the twisties. I do wish it were more fuel efficient. We do have the auto stop start. The engine's off right now. Actually, I noticed once you turn the steering wheel, it'll turn the engine back on, which it just did there. So you don't have to let your foot off the brake or gas. You can turn the steering wheel and the engine will turn back on. You can also easily turn that off with this iStop button right here. Steering wheel materials are mad good. They're such a good touching steering wheel. Like, all the soft points on here are very soft. You can actually squeeze the steering wheel. Like, this leather is so supple. And man, feel sorry for the animal, but man, this is some good grade leather in here. Taking off. Got gobs of torque in here. Off the line, just sends you back to the seat. So this is going to be a higher center of gravity since it's more off-roady. But it still handles as well. That's that Mazda DNA. Premium feel, great handling vehicles. Like, I really applaud Mazda for putting that into their vehicles. So I've driven a lot of cars in this class. They're just plain boring. This is actually fun. And I'm pleading with my wife to get one of these just so I can have fun driving one as well. And I'm also curious to see what the CX-90 is about. So the CX-90 trim that I'm interested in is a plug-in hybrid. I've really grown to love plug-in hybrids. You don't have to get gas. It doesn't have that much distance to go, like 20-something miles to a charge. But if I can avoid the gas station, then let me do that. But the CX-50 doesn't offer that. It's a much smaller package. CX-90 is going to be bigger with 3 rows. So this is a vehicle. It can be a one-car do-all solution. If you got a family of up to 4, if you got a dog, that trunk is huge back there. The cargo area, ample for the size and the class of this vehicle. That's got to be leading. Wasn't expecting to see that much room back there for a compact SUV. It's also very quiet in here. Very isolated from the outside. Not a lot of road noise. The Bose system sounds excellent. I don't know where my song went. It disappeared off my playlist, so I can't give y'all a sample of that. But the trebles are high. The bass is decent. The clarity is really good. I'm going to say it's a great audio system. I'm going to dial it back to normal. If you drive in Michigan, you know these roads are going to be terrible. So I'm going to see what it's like in normal mode. Soaks up the bumps really well. So I imagine the CX-5 would be more of the same as this without the off-road capability. A little bit lower, different design language. I personally prefer the styling of the CX-50, but the CX-5 looks great as well. Like, before this existed, I was all over the CX-5. So let me crank it back to sport mode, see if we can do a pull from a standstill, and then get on the highway. Not ground shattering, but it moves out of its way. It's not meant to be a 0 to 60. It's meant for day-to-day driving. Torque when you need it. Passing power will be ample, as I'll demonstrate on the highway here. Sport mode is going to keep the revs up, so when you do want to get in that power band, you're already there. Visibility on here is excellent as well. Like the windows, even though this is a sleek design, the windows are of average visibility, or is excellent visibility for how well designed the styling is. So let's drop it back to normal because we just cruising. So I turned a lot of the safety features off this go around. Like, I don't want to be annoyed. These things can be extra intrusive on the alerts and blaring, so I decided to dial it back this time because this is a car that I'm actually considering buying. So I want to know what it's like to be on a day-to-day basis. I don't drive with all the safety features on. Sometimes I'll let it alert me if I'm getting out of my lane, but for the most part, that's the most features that I will turn on. Getting back on the highway, let's play chicken. Wow, people are crazy out here, man. What the heck? But anywho, merging onto the highway, let's see what the power is like. Chassis is very smooth. Merging into traffic will be easy. Power to pass. At speed already. So day-to-day powertrain, this is going to be good for your average driver. This ain't the Maserati that I had a little while ago, so keep that in mind. This is the daily commuter, very nice, has the power and torque to get out of its own way, very comfortable, stylish. It checks a whole lot of boxes, everybody. So that's the main reason you would get one of these. It's going to be reliable as well. So what's not to love about these Mazdas? I want to give a huge shout out to Mazda for loaning me the CX-50. Yeah, it's going to make my decision easier on purchasing one of these. I got to live with it for a week, so shout out to Mazda for that. Who would be a potential buyer for one of these? Anybody looking for a one solution, very nice, very stylish, not breaking the bank. If you want to go over to the more premium brands like BMW, looking at an X3, like this will save you a ton of money on one of those, especially with the features that you do get. Now the powertrains on the BMWs are going to be more potent and more efficient as well, but for the price, this is a much better value. It's a great value. And comparing it to the Hondas and Toyotas, Fords, Chevys, it's going to be a much more premium interior for about the same price. Actually, the same price, because I looked at some Escapes and those things cresting over 50K. So this is a one-car solution. If you want to sit up higher, you got a better road view, better road presence in this vehicle. So that's going to be who this is for. So hope you all enjoyed my summary of the 2024 Mazda CX-50. If you got any more questions, drop a comment, let me know. With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.